What's more likely? What's the first one? You got all the top 10 teams in the country.
Yep.
And we're going to go through and say what's more likely.
And by the way, if these stink, like you need to tell me if my choices here stink. But I tried to kind of go at least two little bit of extremes and look at maybe perfect scenario, doomsday scenario, and see, hey, which is kind of more likely. All right, so Texas, number one. What's more likely? A, Arch Manning wins the Heisman, which, by the way, did you see the SEC Network promo that was going? And there's like some sort of show, I think, tonight, but they were like calling him, borderline a deity. So anyway, he wins the Heisman. Or B, Texas has 2 losses before they go play Georgia on November 15th.
All right. I'm going to
because by the way, I'll give you the 3 games.
I'm about to say, give me the games.
At Ohio State, obviously, that we're going to talk about in a little bit. At Florida, and then Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl. So, like those 3 games are.
So
which is more likely
that Arch Manning will win the Heisman or go to the Heisman? Which one did you say?
I said win. I mean,
okay.
Maybe you could
Arch Manning will win the Heisman, or they'll have 2 losses before. Oh, geez, that's a good one. I support this one. Some of the other ones I might not, but if you phrase it that way, I would go Arch Manning win the Heisman. Okay. I don't think Texas is going to lose 2 or 3 games.
Okay. So by the way, our buddy the Bear, Chris Felica,
he
said B by a wide margin. So he went the opposite route by that.
Well, that's not surprising though. That's not surprising by Bear.
All right. So Penn State at number 2. Do they A, finish the regular season undefeated? Or B, don't even make the Big Ten championship game? And you think at their schedule.
Don't make the Big Ten championship game.
Ohio State, Iowa, Indiana. That I think and the reason I put that there is because think about where they are in the preseason rankings and predictions and things like that. Everybody has them so high. But yet here we are thinking that the likelihood is greater that they're not even in the Big Ten championship game versus going undefeated.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Who cares? If you're not in the Big Ten championship game, you can still win the national championship. You can still go to the playoff. True. So it really, I mean, obviously, I think Oregon's going to be in the mix. I think Penn State's going to be in the mix. I think Ohio State's going to be in the mix. So undefeated is hard. Like undefeated is
going to be now more so than ever.
Yeah, I just think that's really, really difficult. But Penn State is on my short list. Like they're on my short list of teams. Like that I narrowed it down to 3 teams that I thought would win a natty, and they were one of them. Like I think this is Penn State's year. I think this is their year to stick their foot right in Brent Rollins' mouth, and everybody that says James Franklin can't win the big one and all that stuff. And listen, there's data to support it. Okay, like it's not like it's a hot take, and you're trying to be some of those guys that say something that's crazy.
Significant data.
There's significant data, but this team is full of veterans, and I think Penn State's going to have a great season. So what's next?
And one thing I think that we talked about earlier in the offseason, but to me, you can't, like, the leap that Aller can take this year, like from what his path over the past 3 years, 2 years ago, he was playing in a middle school offense. Now he played last season in a real football offense at that level, and then gets a whole offseason to work and go for it. I think he might take a big leap this season and help get to that.
That means he'll to complete a pass to a wide receiver in a big game because he didn't do that in the semifinal, which is crazy.
That is correct. All right, Ohio State. So A, which is more likely, Jeremiah Smith is not a Heisman finalist, or they lose to Michigan again. So I guess this was a solid one, I think.
This is good too. Jeremiah Smith, not a Heisman finalist, or they lose to Michigan again. I mean, the only thing I'd say about this is like Jeremiah Smith has to stay healthy. Like that's the only issue. You go the other direction, but they got a Michigan problem. I mean, that's pretty dang apparent. And golly, I mean, I don't think there's any way if Jeremiah Smith stays healthy. I just don't think you can stop that super freak. So, like, what he started a year ago, this year he gets to pick up where he left off, and I think he'll be at New York for the Heisman. That's one of the more confident picks I could have. So I'll go that direction.
Go. Well, you'll go.
I'll go the other way.
More likely that they lose to Michigan.
Yeah.
Right, so Clemson, more likely that they
All in.
go. go over versus the SEC again, because obviously they have LSU and South Carolina,
Yep.
or that they go undefeated in the regular season.
I think it's more likely that they would go undefeated in the regular season. And
And take
that's
care of business both those games.
oh, you're saying I thought you meant outside of those two games.
No, so that they lose to both of their SEC games again because they were 0 for 3
Jeez.
last year. So they either go, which is more
They're,
likely? They go 0 for 2 against the SEC, or they go undefeated.
well, that's a great question too. Like,
See, look, I think I did an okay job here with some of these.
but I'm just like 1-1 is good. Like
Yeah,
1-1 is not bad. So how do I vote on 1-1? Like, because
None of the above.
I'm about to say none of the above because there's a really good chance they could lose to one of those, and it's not shameful. Like they got to go too cocky this year. Like that's a hard place to play. Like that's not easy. Thank goodness they host LSU, but like losing one of those two games, that's not disrespectful. Now if you get run out of the building, obviously it could be disrespectful, but I don't think you're going undefeated. So we already talked about that with Penn State. Like, I guess give me the losses because undefeateds just aren't happening. Like, that's just not going to happen in college football, I don't think.
All right, fifth one, Georgia. More likely that they, A, lose 2 home games,
Okay.
or B, have a 1,000-yard receiver. And
Have a
some
1,000-yard receiver. They've got a 31-game home winning streak.
And the last time, by the way, the last time they beat Alabama at home, do you remember?
Was I there?
I mean,
was it that far back?
Pretty sure you were there.
2000.
I didn't look up your stats, but
2002.
Yes, 2003. You actually, based on there, you were 2-0 against.
Yeah, that's
Alabama.
right. That's right. We knocked Brody Croyle out of the game my sophomore year at home. We slapped him around so bad in our stadium. Like, I felt bad for the guy. Like, he literally couldn't finish the game. Yeah, and then we went to we played him at in Alabama, but not at home the next season, which was some kind of strange thing, and we beat him on a walk-off field goal. Really good offensive lineman, Wesley Britt. But no, we beat them. Yeah, we were 2-0 against them.
But so the reason I chose these two, because obviously Georgia has the longest. Their last home loss was in 2019 in South Carolina. But the other part, the 1,000-yard receiver, has only happened once, ever. And that was in 2002 with Terrence Edwards. So
wait. These ever in the history of the school?
Yeah.
Georgia's only had 1,000-yard receiver in the history of their school?
Yeah, it's like 1,008 or 4 or something like that. Barely over 1,000 yards.
Gosh, that's a problem.
So think about these two extremes here. So you're saying that they're more likely to and the other part was the home schedule, because you've got Alabama, Texas, Ole Miss at home. So that was – and they lost 2 of those 3.
The home schedule's getting snatched. Like you're not surviving the home winning streak. Like it's going down this year. Like 100% they're going to lose one game. I get those stats really made me change my mind. Like that's ridiculous. 1 in the history.
Yeah.
Oof. I'll take the 1,000 yards. Not going to happen.
Okay. Notre Dame. I think I've preempted this one to you the other day. Do you think they're A, going to wish they had gotten a portal quarterback, or B, finish the regular season undefeated?
They're not finishing the regular season undefeated. I think, I think it's hard to always say, but they went shopping in the portal a year ago, and gosh dang, did it work out well, man. I mean,
2 years, last couple years.
Well, Hartman was fine. I don't think that worked out elite by any stretch, but it was good.
Through the portal.
It was solid. Well, I'm saying I didn't think it worked to execution to an elite level, but man, I think they could have gotten somebody. I think they could have gone in there, and I think they could have gotten someone with experience instead of now having a bunch of guys on your roster that you have, you just don't have a lot of data on that hasn't played a lot of football that you're hoping will become something. I feel like this roster is ready to win, and so I definitely would have gone to the portal if I was Notre Dame and at that quarterback spot.
Corey Dean, I'm assuming Notre Dame fan because it looks like the logo's there, says undefeated, baby. So he's going option B. Oregon, kind of the same thing. Undefeated in the Big Ten regular season like they were last year, or more likely that they switch starting quarterbacks at some point in the season.
Switch starting quarterbacks. Again, the undefeateds they're not in there. I'm not in this undefeated world anymore. Like I'm just
okay.
I'm not on board. But I do think Notre Dame's going to be really good. Excuse me, Oregon. I think Oregon's going to be really good. I'm not worried about them, retooling and reloading. But give me the switching quarterbacks because I don't see undefeated.
And their schedule, by the way, they got to go to Penn State, but outside, no Ohio State, no Illinois this year. They get Indiana at home. They have to go to Iowa. They get USC at home. So
they got
I think
good
their schedule. Yeah, that's another reason why I put that as the possibility.
A lot of unknowns, though.
All right, so 8, Alabama. Is it more likely that they lose at Georgia, which they last did in 2003, or lose at Auburn, which is always a sort of bear?
4th and 31. Like 4th and 31 a couple years ago. Wasn't that what it was?
Yep, exactly.
Hugh Freeze should have had his first big game win. Like everything would have been such a different trajectory for Auburn. But there's something about the Iron Ball when they play at home for Auburn that it's always a good game. So, I mean, I'll go Auburn. Here's the thing. You can say all you want, Georgia fans, and you can get upset when we don't pick Georgia to win every game, and that's fine. Georgia's got an Alabama problem. Like they've had an Alabama problem. So,
yes.
Like that's a real life thing. But Auburn at home has just been and here's the weird thing. Gene Chizik doesn't matter. Like it's just been it's been unbelievable that they can switch coaches and kind of be in flux, be in turmoil and you still do okay. Now listen, Auburn's where they're at right now is definitely is they're in the desert. Like this is a couple year stretch now of figuring things out, but I'd take them at Auburn.
Okay. All right. So LSU, who's 9th currently, more likely that they make the college football SEC championship game and college football playoff, or B, that Brian Kelly is bought out / looking for a new job.
Oh, come on. You're firing people now? I'd say make the playoff. I think LSU's got a chance to be. I mean, they're not just they're just one solid defensive year away from winning a championship. And I'm not ready to proclaim it, but I will say this: I think the pieces are there. Year 2 with their DC now, like I can name defensive linemen, I can name linebackers, I can name secondary players. Like they've got some players now, and they've just got to find a way to fix this defense. And if they do that, they're in the college football playoff. Like that's not too far to fetched.
I will say they've lost 3 regular season games every year that he's been there, and it's one where if you look, I think it was 6 months ago, $60 million, I think is his buyout.
That's a lot,
right? It's or maybe a little less than that. Like I think it was a 10-year contract that he signed. This is year 4. So, but that's like Edo won a national championship, and 2 years later it was. Yeah.
Well, that's the problem with LSU. Edo, national championship. Les Miles, national championship. Nick Saban, national championship. Their last 3 coaches, like they ain't trying to go to bowl games, bro, Cephas. They're not trying to go visit Atlanta for the SEC championship game. Like we go to the Natty, we win the Natty. That's who we are. Like, so and listen, LSU, Brian Kelly's made some good changes to his staff. He's understood what the state of Louisiana is and recruiting. I think he's getting that shifted and the focus being shifted. So, yeah, I'll take I think they're more likely to go to the playoff.
Which, by the way, great comment by Sean in the chat that Pastor Jay would be really happy if that were the case.
Pastor Jay would be jacked.
All right, last top 10 team as the current rankings. I went kind of 2 negative things with this one because
just all that negative the other day. All that negative needed to compound upon itself.
No, because I think the likelihood of either of these happening are minimal. But if you had to pick one that actually happened again, so would A, Carson Beck throw double-digit interceptions?
Okay.
Or B, their defense gives up more than 25 points a game again?
Man, they kind of go hand in hand too, because if the defense plays bad and they have to pass and they're not balanced and they can't protect Carson, obviously it's a problem. I mean, double-digit interceptions isn't like, if you get to 10, that's not atrocious. Like it's not good. But I'd still say their defense. I'd say their defense over Carson. I'm buying Carson Beck for having a great year. I think he picked a great situation for him. I think he got paid. I think he picked. Listen, there might have been some motivations outside of the football field of why he made his decision. That I don't care. He picked a team that has a lot of talent, has a lot of weapons, and most importantly, can protect him up front. And so I think Carson Beck's going to have a huge year.
And the fact that the distraction that he picked potentially that school for is now not a distraction, I think is very much in his favor.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that crap. I don't know if that's still there. Is that gone? Is that back? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've already. Yeah, no, I think that's a thing of the past.